In order to farm for your best in slot reactor, you're going to need to know what in the world you're farming for. So let's first take a look at the reactors and how you know what you're trying to get with a particular reactor. So if we take a look at this reactor, we notice two things. There's an optimization condition and there is a skill power boost ratio. With the skill power boost ratio, you see there has electric skill power and singular skill power. If you don't know, every ability in the game has two types of powers associated with it. So for example, if we take a look at Bunny's abilities, we're going to be using speed of light and lightning emission most often because those are the two abilities we're going to be using to farm with. We can see here that lightning emission uses electric and singular, so does speed of light. So whenever we get our reactor, we want those damage types to match what these ability damage types have. So electric and singular is what we're going to be shooting for versus something like electric and fusion. So electric and fusion would obviously boost the abilities for Thrill Bomb or the power of Thrill Bomb. That's not really what we're shooting for here. We want these two to fully take advantage of the capabilities of these two abilities on Bunny. And every descendant in the game, whenever you hover over their abilities, it'll show you exactly what you need to shoot for your reactor and what ability types will match. That's how you know which reactor you're going to be farming for. And you also have the optimization condition. So for an ultimate reactor, you're going to be needing to utilize an ultimate weapon. So in this case, this says the optimization condition is the King's Guard Lance mounting. Well, I don't currently have the King's Guard weapon. I'm using the Thunder Cage. So for the King's Guard Lance mounting, that would mean you would need to have that weapon in your hands and using that weapon in order to get the optimization condition active. If you use a rare reactor, on the other hand, you simply just need to have a certain weapon type equipped. You don't have to have it mounted. So in the case of this reactor we're looking at on the screen, it says a handgun weapon class equipped. So if I had a handgun equipped in my arsenal, I would get that power. We have right here, this is a great example, the sniper rifle weapon class equipped. So I would get this extra skill power because I have a sniper rifle equipped. I do not have to have it currently in my hands and using it like you would with an ultimate reactor. However, with an ultimate reactor, you get 160% skill power whenever you're using that ultimate weapon versus the 140 that a rare reactor gives you. So now we know what we're looking for. It's just kind of a quick overview of the reactor. So how do we farm that best in slot reactor? The First Descendant makes this very, very easy, but as a side note, you do have to make it to hard mode before you can do this. So in order to get to hard mode, you just need to complete all of the story quests, unlock all of the areas, and then that will unlock hard mode for you. And then whenever you have hard mode unlocked, you simply come over here to your map, you click this little thing down here in the bottom right, then you change it from normal to hard mode. Whenever you do that, it's going to unlock this little option down here that says difficulty level rewards. I have no idea what button this is on console, but for PC, the default key is F to open this up. So if we press F or click on that, it's going to open up this menu. Difficulty level rewards. So you'll notice a few things here whenever you open this menu. It is a little bit overwhelming at first, but I promise by the end of this, you'll understand fully what's going on here. It's honestly not that big of a deal. We have time remaining until next reward rotation. We'll talk about that here in just a moment, but you'll notice over here on the left, we have all of the zones listed. So if you click on one of these zones, you can see exactly what reactors are going to drop from that zone. So in Kingston, the Fallen Theater, we're going to have reactors that are going to drop with toxic, special rounds, and dimension. In the Grand Square, electric, general rounds, and dimension. You get the idea. Same thing for every single zone that you click on. Well, instead of going through every single zone and trying to figure out which reactor you are looking for, you can use these filters up here. So for me, I would be looking for general rounds because I'm using the Thunder Cage. I would then be looking for electric and then singular, as we discussed before. Unfortunately, there are none that meet that criteria that are in this current rotation. So for me, I would have to wait until another rotation comes up to try to farm this particular combination. But just for the sake of showing how this works, let's look and see if there's some for special rounds, and there are. So in the corrupted zone, we have electric, special rounds, and singular. So I could opt to use a different weapon. We could use special rounds and we could farm this out and get the full benefit of this reactor. So if we click on corrupted zone, it's going to take us over here to this zone. One thing to point out that's very important is that these reactors drop in addition to all of the other rewards that you can get from these locations. So whenever you hover over one of these points of interest here, we see all of the rewards that we can receive. These do not list the reactors that we were just looking at. The reactors that we were just looking at drop anywhere in this zone. So you can do any of the activities within the corrupted zone and have a chance to get those reactors. So if we go back over to that menu, we're going to take a look at one more thing really quickly. We're going to take a look at the additional menu, and you can press V or click the all rewards down here to see it. If we press V, we can take a look and see the current schedule and then what is upcoming so that we can know when we are going to have a chance to farm out the reactor that we are looking for. This is also really great if you're just looking for a really quick overview or really quick glance. Instead of going to the previous menu and searching through all of these, you can simply press V and look through each of these icons and figure out exactly where you need to go in order to farm the reactor that you are looking for. So in my case, the one that we're going to be looking for currently has electric special rounds and singular damage types. That's what we're searching for. So this one does not fit the criteria. It's very close. We keep scrolling down here. We're going to look for electric special. That's not it. We keep going. We have, here it is, the electric special and singular. So it's in Hagios. So if we go back over here, we're going to filter again and see how that looks whenever we use the actual filters. So it is in the corrupted zone, and that is in fact in Hagios over here in this general area. So that's really how you find the specific item or the specific reactor you're looking for. You simply go to the world map by pressing G, you go to the difficulty level rewards, and then you can get a quick overview by pressing V. So another thing to point out here is the rotation schedule at the top. So we'll see that this is the current schedule that's in progress. The next schedule is in 2 days and 10 hours, rotation B. And you'll see here that Kingston, the same areas, drop different rewards now. Another thing to point out is just the schedule up here at the top. So you will notice here that this is the current schedule that's in progress. This is the next schedule. So time remaining is 2 days, 10 hours. And then rotation C happens in 9 days and 10 hours. And then D happens in 16 days and in 10 hours. And then you'll also notice the Kingston, the 3 areas in Kingston are completely changed in the next rotation. So if you currently do not have what you're looking for in this rotation, you can quickly scroll down through this list and see if it's available in the next rotation. So for me, let's just do a quick look. We are actually looking for electric general rounds and singular. There it is in Hagios. So in the next rotation, I will actually be able to farm the reactor that I am looking for and hopefully get it. So that's really how you farm the reactors. You're just going to go to those areas. You're going to type in the criteria or filter by the criteria you're looking for. You're going to go to the zone, and then you're just going to farm the activities within that zone to get the reactor that you're looking for. You can continue to farm it, and you can continue to receive the reactors with that criteria until you get the exact one that you want. You also have the additional passives at the bottom. For example, this one has fusion, skill power, boost ratio, and skill cooldown. Obviously, you're going to try to shoot for the ones that you want. So you're going to continue to farm this until you get the exact reactor. I ran this mission one time and got a ton of reactors. We came over here to the corrupted zone. I ran this ransacked village. I ran it once, and this was the loot that I received. We received a ton of reactors from it. You can see here a lot of them have the electric and singular skill power. You'll also notice like this one here is dimension because that one drops from the event. It's not from the weekly drop or the daily drop, whatever. The rotational drop that's happening right now, that comes from the actual event itself. But you'll see we got a ton of these electric and singular power reactors. Very quick, very easy to farm. Now, obviously getting the exact one you want could take you some time, but nonetheless, this is how you do it. It's very easy. They make it very simple to come find where you need to farm your reactor. The other thing I wanted to point out, and the last thing I wanted to point out in this video, is that you can also farm the external components with this very method. So again, if we go to G, press F, go over here to the rewards, you can sort by auxiliary power, you can sort by sensors, and you can see which area you need to go to farm a sensor for this rotation. So right now, if you wanted to farm a new sensor, you go to Moongrave Basin, and that's where you farm your new sensor. So I actually farmed a few processors earlier. I just went to Timberfall and ran one mission just to see what we would get, and this was the results. So I farmed for a processor and I received these. We have several ultimate processors and we have one rare, and these are not too terrible, but that's how you do it. That's how you farm for your external components. That's how you farm for your best in slot reactors. They make it very simple. Just look at that chart, figure out which one you're farming for, or which one you want, and then go farm your heart out, and hopefully you'll get it. So good luck farming. I hope you guys get your best in slot gear. That'll do it for this one, boys and girls. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you for being here. I stream every single Wednesday, Thursday, Friday over at twitch.tv/BDLG. Playing a lot of First Descendant. This game is actually really fun. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, but man, I'm actually having a whole lot of fun. I really hope they continue to update this game and pump out some good stuff, and I hope they don't mess it up. But that's it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. We'll see you in the next one.